Hello, it's Raddy Duck and we're back again for another video. This time I thought I'd do something a little bit different. We're in a three-man here with Rossi, and you've got Razored, and I'm in the Grille 15. Usually, obviously, my replays, I'd normally do a couple of videos, a couple of ace tankers, end up with a big game to show you. This is a little bit different, and it's not, like as I say, it's not certainly not the biggest game I've ever had in this tank. In the result of damage wise, I've had a lot bigger games, but this replay is more about I get in a situation which you will see in the video where we're like, we definitely just shouldn't win this game, and it's just kind of defying the odds. Sometimes the team gets overconfident and you never know, you're never defeated until you're defeated. And yeah, like I say, I thought I'd do something a little bit different. So we're on Westfield, which obviously I love Westfield. There is 2 fun police in each team. Not ideal when you're in the Grille 15 because, yeah, artillery absolutely destroys this tank because it has no armour. And the other thing is, right now I'm making a pretty big mistake really, because I don't really think my mind was in it, because this tank, although you think it might have some camo, it doesn't. It has no camo rating whatsoever. So me trying to go that high and get behind that bush there was, never going to work out well. But fortunately, my mistake goes unpunished, and we managed to get away with that. But unfortunately, I like tank. He's sort of trying to spot, but it's not. We don't have a lot of presence here, and our light tank's kind of just pushed up around near us now. I guess it's not the best light tank for spotting. We do have another light tank, but unfortunately he's sort of up in the mounds in the sort of BA12 area, which isn't really ideal for me. So I'm not going to be able to get much damage from there. Things aren't going to stay spotted, for long enough. And if you don't spot that cross early, then they end up getting into a bit of cover, and it makes things more awkward. And you sort of lose the early advantage of getting damage when they cross. So when you're in the light tank, especially when you're in the light tank with a bit of camo, you do want to make that early play to get the spot those guys, just because then you're going to get the assistance. If you wait till they get into position, it's a bit of a pain. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to sort of just give up that area. And you can see Rossi in the Death Star still up the top looking for shots. I was going to come and look at this position with him, but it's not going to really work out well. Our light tank's now dead, our M60 is dead, and nothing's going to get spotted there. I'm going to get out spotted in this tank because it doesn't have great camo. So I'm just going to have to go and join our team in the sort of mountain, the 1-2 line. It's okay because this does have reasonable gun depression, this tank, so I can sort of use those ridge lines okay. The problem is like you say, when you do get spotted, you are in danger of getting slapped by the artillery, because you're easy damage for them, especially within like a T92 or whatever. They've only got a hit near you and they're going to pick up a lot of resistance. So it's something you just have to bear in mind. But still, this is, I think, my best, the best place I can be. So I've gone to this location at the start, and with one tank down, the start of this game is fairly even. All of a sudden it just turns like out of nowhere, and the odds just begin. I'm looking for this shot into the K91. He is hard aiming. I probably should have pulled a little bit back, but I really wanted to try and get the shot into him. I was hoping I'd have enough time just to trade one out. Unfortunately, he gets the shot into me, and I don't actually manage to do any damage in return. But I'm unlit now, and he's come back to the same location. I managed to get a shot and track him in place. It looks like he's just got double tracked as well, so I may have an opportunity here to get another shot into him. I was just waiting for him to pull back. He's just gone back up again, and we just put 2 shots into him. So he's made a bit of a mistake there. Keep going back, but he doesn't seem to have learned. So I'm hoping I can get the finish off and take a tank out of the game, evening up the score a little bit. We do manage to get the kill there, putting us up to 2,200 damage and securing a kill. And this is sort of the location that I want to be in. I'm not poking at the moment above the ridge to my left, just because I know when I get lit, like I say, I can get hit by the front police and stuff like that. So I'm lit now. I'm backing. I'm a little bit conscious I'm going to get hit, but at the same time, I do want to try and take out this light tank if I can, because that's going to make our life a lot easier going forward. So we are looking for a shot. Unfortunately, that one doesn't go off. This sort of tank, it is accurate when you fully aim your shots. but if you don't let the aim go in all the way, it can be quite trolly. So it's just something to bear in mind. We're just looking for the shots. And I say it's fairly even. We're 2 tanks down, but it's not the end of the world. It's pretty close all the way through till mid game, and then it just changed. We get a nice shot into the cupola of the Type 5 heavy there. We're going to try and get another shot through the cupola as well. We're just waiting for this to fully, to reload and fully aim and try and go for the shot, but he just gets a little bit back on the ridge enough to increase the angle of his armour, improving the armour of his cupola there, and unfortunately that one doesn't go in. And yeah, you see 9 versus 10. It's very even all the way through. We've lost one artillery piece, but we still have 1 in the game. They've obviously got their 2, and still got their 2 light tanks in the game. But Rossi sort of it's still in the same location. We've got you got Razors in the Foch. He's down below. And I'm sort of just trying to keep this area intact. Unfortunately, our light tank just gets rammed there by the AMX French light tank, and his wreck sort of falls in a really unfortunate position for me because it doesn't allow me to take him out, which is a shame. It's sort of turning a little bit now. It's now in a 6 versus 9 situation, and unfortunately we have just lost Rossi in the Death Star there. And this is when all of a sudden the game just starts to change, and we just start to lose numbers here. And yeah, very quickly we find ourselves in an awkward situation. It's still 5-8 at the moment, which is obviously not a massive difference, but yeah, it doesn't take long for it to change. We're just trying to just work for shots on this light tank. We take that shot quickly because he wasn't going to hang around. We were just trying to snap that one in. And now we're in a 4 versus 8 situation. I'm just waiting a little second just so I can lose the spot before I move to this new location, because I don't want the fun police to be pre-aiming me. At this point I'm looking to see if I can finish off that Type 5, because I know he wasn't a potential one-shot to me, but I can't quite light him up. So I'm going to go back to my other location and see if I can get any shots into these TDs, which are sort of crossing over on the ridge line. We do just see that Type 5 pop up, so I'm just having a little look to see if we can just finish him off, because like I say, he's a one shot. Maybe I should load a HE to just take him out, but we didn't really have time to reload our shell there. Now we're in an 8 versus 3 situation, so yeah, it's not looking great. And now we're in a 2 versus 8 situation, and I must admit at this point I'm not really too confident we're going to get the win. I'm just thinking, let's just try and get as much damage out as I can, and then we'll see what happens, because they're all sort of pushing Razored, so I'm sort of just going to stay in this location because I want to have 2 crossfires, basically 2 different angles, so but we're not both in exactly the same location, otherwise we've got no chance. I'm going to try and get shots in. Now I missed that shot. I still had the heat loaded, and that's a big that's a big shame not being able to take out that light tank, because obviously he's a very dangerous tank, especially when you're in tanks, turretless tanks basically with a whole lot on. But we quickly managed to change the tide. Lee actually, you got Razor managed to take out the light tank, and I managed to take out the AMX 50-100. And now Razor's actually on a one shot to this TD after he's just taken the shot. I'm rushing in there as quickly as I can because I really want to save him, because I don't want to lose. You've got Razor at this point, I'll be left by myself. So I'm rushing as quickly as I can. I know he's about reloaded, so I've got to rush that shot, and unfortunately I bounced it when I came over, but at the same time I didn't have the time to aim the shot, so I had to try, because yeah, I thought I was going to lose. You got Razor there. Fortunately for me, he misses, and we managed to then secure the kill. Because he sort of was pushing me up that hill, it made the shot really easy for me, because that thing says you've got quite a trolley lower plate, and you have to, if you're front on the tank and you're shooting the lower plate, you actually have to shoot the bottom part of the lower plate. It can be quite trolly, or just go for the cupolas, but as it stood, he was pushing me, which allowed me to get an easy penetration shot on its upper plate because of the angles which was curated. But yeah, so suddenly it was in a very quick, it looked like it was all doomed, didn't it? It was in a 8 versus 2 situation, it wasn't looking good at all. But then in a space of a couple of minutes, we managed to turn it into a far more reasonable sort of battle. It's now a 4 versus 2, but there is still 2 fun police in the game, and that's really awkward when we're trying in this scenario, because if we get lit, we're the only things for them to focus at. So we're going to have to be very, very careful not to just stand still and look for shots when we get spotted. At this point, the only bit of knowledge I got for a guarantee is that this Type 5 was here on a 1-shot. Now, looking back, that was really annoying, that shot there, because I shot the side of his tank with heat, and that tank has a lot of sort of trolley spaced armour on the side, and had I just shot at its turret there when it was side on, I would have penned, he would have been taken out, and this game would have been a lot easier. So yeah, missing that shot has hurt me a little bit. I really do want to take this guy out, just because while I know he's here, and I don't know where the medium is at this point, so I know this Type 5's here. If I can take him out, then I'm only having to deal with 1 medium and 2 artillery, so I just want to try and take this person out as quickly as I can. I'm hoping I might be able to get the jump on him and take him out. I've moved a little bit closer just to get a different angle, so he wasn't expecting me to pull up, so I'm hoping he's going to pull up thinking I'm at the top of the ridge and then have his turret face side onto me rather than frontally, but it's not quite going to plan. Lee does manage to take out the artillery, then gets taken out by the 2nd artillery, so now put me in a 1 versus 3. I'm hoping to get this shot into his composer to take him out. I don't take him out, and that he's now put a shot into me, and I've got to run because I know the artillery could be aiming into me. Unfortunately, in a massive field, I managed to crash into one of the only wrecks. You know, that's obviously how great my driving skills are. I know this tank doesn't turn that well, and that could have cost me. But fortunately, we've got unlit and we're able to go again. Now, you know, the artillery missed their shot. They don't know where we are now. So I'm going to have to I'm going to have to think differently, because I can't approach and kill the Type 5 from that angle again. It is too risky, because I know the fun police will probably be focused on me. So I'm just going to give up this location now and see if we can try and, well, at this point I was waiting to see if I can put a HE into its turret just while I was unlit, but he doesn't, you know, he's not playing ball. You see in a minute, he will poke up very, very slightly, he'll get detected, 6 cents will go off, and then they'll poke back down. So I don't feel I've got the time to be sitting there, just because I don't know where the medium is. So I'm going to go across and see if we can try and spot him and find out where he is, because it's kind of dawned on me at this point, it's been a long time and the medium hasn't approached me, so I'm starting to think that maybe that could be because he's AFK, because he's either camping or AFK, because he's not, you know, he's in a progetto, you know, he could have got to me and he hasn't. So yeah, I'm starting to think that. Now weirdly, I was not expecting to see the object 261 there, but that was just a gift, and I was so happy that happened, because now we're down to the sort of fun police are dead, and this game is going to be far, far easier for me to win. I'm feeling a lot more confident now. It's just this medium, I don't know where he is, because I'm obviously on a 1-shot. If he just catches me by surprise, yeah, he's going to take me out, because it's not a difficult tank to penetrate. But I'm thinking he could be AFK, so that's why I'm going to try and take the long route. You know, maybe I'll be able to spot the Type 5 and actually shoot him from behind, and yeah, just catch him by surprise. Because let's face it, you know, he's in a Type 5 heavy. He's not going to go anywhere fast. You know, he's not going to suddenly run to the cap and cap me out. You know, we've only got 1 minute 30 seconds left, so we're not concerned about that. What I am concerned about is taking the tank out before this timer ends, because if we don't, you know, we're going to lose the game by default, because they've got one more tank than us, so I have to take a tank out. So yeah, I'm just looking for a tank. I'm looking to see if we can get a kill on this Type 5, and hopefully we'll win over the hit point pool. Yeah, that's the plan. We've only got a minute left, so we've just spotted him here, and he's pushed up further to us, so he's actually in this wreck, so I haven't got a shot onto him. So I'm moving in as quickly as I can to see if I can get a shot into him, but as I approach, I'll get spotted in a minute, and that's because we found the AFK tank, which is in their base. You'll see in a minute as we approach, trying to get a shot into this guy. There we go. He was AFK. It took us all this time to spot him, But now, knowing that he's AFK, I need to just take him out as quickly as I can. Because one, he's keeping me lit, but also, if I take him out, that's a lot of the hit points now gone. And I'm thinking I'll probably win this game now. I think I'm pretty confident that I have won this game now, because that Type 5 doesn't have many hit points at all. So I'm thinking I've probably won this game on the hit points. I think we're going to have done more damage to them, looking at their tanks, what tanks they had, what tanks we had, than they've done to us. But I am still poking just to see if I can get a shot at this Type 5, because I'm a little bit greedy. At this point, I was in the party and I was saying, oh, Roshi, should I go for the kill? Should I go for the kill? He was saying yes. I think you got Razor was saying no. So in the end, I decided to play it safe and just go, leave it to the gods to see if we manage to get the win. And we do. So, yeah, like I say, it's not the biggest game I've had by a long way. Again, I've got 5 kills, 6,500 damage. I think it ends up in the first class. But I just wanted to put it out there just because it's a little bit different. It's a longer game, a 15-minute game. That doesn't happen very often. And, it's a 2 versus 8 scenario. So I just felt like, I wanted to get this video out there. I have already got a video out of the Grille 15, so if you want to see a few more replays of that Pacific tank. But yeah, I just really wanted to get this game out. Just a little bit different. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Your support has been absolutely fantastic. We're really closing on the 1,000 subs mark, so hopefully we get there soon. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing, and happy tanking.